Hey guys, welcome back. Haven't made a whole lot of progress on the hardtop since my last video, but I just wanted to give it a little update on where it's at. So here's the hardtop mold. I've got it all reinforced. It's pretty sturdy. Basically just put a bunch of foam strips on the bottom of it and fiberglassed over the top of it to give it that extra strength. But so now I just need to lay the fiberglass in here and vacuum bag it and make a part out of it. I've already attempted to do this once. That's kind of why my video has been kind of delayed. It's been about 3 weeks, I think, since I posted the last video. But so what happened was I laid the fiberglass in there, and when I went to go seal up my vacuum bag, it wouldn't seal up because it had a little bit of extra resin that had poured down onto the vacuum bag. And the sealant tape that you use for those does not seal correctly if you've got resin in the spot where it's trying to seal. So be really careful with that if you're doing vacuum bagging. For the rest of the video though, if you're interested, I'm going to show how I designed the 3D model of my hardtop and show some tips on how that actually got designed. Alright guys, welcome back. This is the hardtop design that I have created in Fusion 360. And so I started off with a 3D scanned Miata. This is the NB. It looks like it's a Mazda Speed version of my car, which is not that different. Basically, it's just got a different front bumper and headlights. But for my intentions, all I needed was the back portion of this vehicle to be accurate. So if you're going to try and do this yourself, you need to start off with an accurate 3D scan. So if you try and find one, I'm not really sure where I got this one. I can't remember. It's been so long. So if you try and find one yourself, just make sure that all the parts are accurate. Maybe go out and measure the door handle in real life and compare it to the 3D model. Just make sure it's all accurate before you start designing. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you how I started this project and how you can potentially design something like this yourself. Alright, so like I said, started off with a 3D scan. It looked pretty accurate. Went out and measured the wheelbase to make sure the wheelbase is correct, make sure it's all scaled correctly, measure maybe from the window, front windshield width, compare that with real life. Some of the major points that are going to be important for your design, whatever you're designing it around, make sure that part of your scan is accurate. So most of what I did in this design is going to be under the form function in Fusion 360. So first, what I did was created a offset plane from the ground. Just bring it up above the vehicle, a certain amount, doesn't matter. So that's going to be your starting plane. And we're going to create a flat plane on that under the form tab. And we're going to draw a 2-point rectangle, just about the size of what the hardtop should be. Do it a little bit bigger, I guess. All right, and then we're going to go to the length of faces over here. We're going to change this to, let's just say 8 by 8 starting out. You can always add more later, but basically it just changes the number of faces you have in this square.
we're going to turn on symmetry. And it's going to be length symmetry because you want basically symmetrical along the middle of the hardtop. Now most of this is just going to be done under the Modify tab. Just hit Modify, and you can grab either this whole plane, you can grab a line in this grid or a point, and use these little grips here to move that point in the plane and get it to match up with the car. So I'm going to do a quick little time lapse of getting this shaped kind of close to what the hardtop would look like. If you want to slow this down at any point, you can do that in the settings of this video and take a closer look at what I'm actually doing. But I'm going to move on to the next part after that. Alright, for the sake of the video length, I'm just going to stop right there. Still got a little ways to go as far as getting the shape right, but just to show y'all how this whole thing works, I'm just going to bring it to this point right here. So next we're going to add some thickness to this and cut out the windows. Alright, so to add some thickness to this, you just go to the Modify tab, down to Thicken, and pick which direction you want it to thicken out toward, if you want it to go out or in. If you want it to go in, so like if I chose 1 inch, it's going to go out. I'll have to do negative 1 inch to go in. Obviously that's a little too thick, so let's do 0.125. And so now we got some thickness. Alright, so now we're going to convert this to a B-rep, which will allow us to cut through this like you would with any other kind of part you design in Fusion. So we'll just go to Utilities here and Convert. And just do a new body and hit OK. So now it's a B-rep, and you can cut out the windows. So basically now I'm just going to create some sketches to allow me to cut out these windows. I'm just going to use the plane that I used earlier, draw a sketch on it. Go up to Create Sketch, and we'll do it from the top view. And just draw it out. Dimension it how you want. This isn't going to be perfect, just basically showing how you're going to do it. It's good enough. Then go over to Solid, Extrude, and just cut it through. And you got a back window. Probably would have curved that the other way if you're doing this for real. So now for the side windows, just going to use the side plane, and you can draw your own plane that you want to sketch off of. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight up or straight down. draw the windows. And you can fill at these corners. Make them not so sharp. Whatever you want to do for your design. And I'll just cut it all the way through. So the next step would be to slice this into pieces that will fit your printer. So to do that, we're just going to do another sketch on that top plane and do a rectangle. Whatever size your printer is, just make that your square. So once you've got your rectangle drawn as big as your printer is, just say 10 by 10 for now. Double click that square and hit M for move/copy and hit create copy. And we're going to move this over 10 inches and keep doing that until it covers the whole hardtop. Once you've got enough rectangles, you just go up to the split body command and you're going to select the body that you want to start with and then the tools that you want to use, and each tool is going to be one of these rectangles. That's going to take that chunk and split it into its own body. So then now you can take this and go to the 3D print function and print it on whatever slicer you use. So basically that's how you get the main shape designed and 3D printed. There's still a lot of design that needs to go into this as far as how the trunk works and how this thing mounts to the car. Comment down below if you have any questions, if you feel like I missed anything. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.